Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack by using code K100 at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
I'll just have to go ahead and show you. I guess, yeah, well, it's only been up. I guess I posted it an hour ago.
Yeah, he provides content.
Have you ruffled his feathers recently or something?
But I didn't post anything negative.
Oh, yeah.
What is this about?
I just saw it. I guess it went up an hour ago. Disco, you're just seeing this for the first time, too?
Yeah.
Do you want to watch this video that this person made, I guess?
Not really.
Isn't this Ricochet?
Well, Ricochet posted the video that this at Come Tuesday one created, I guess.
Well, what is it, 50 seconds? Let's see 20 seconds of it.
Let's see this, yeah.
Right. It should have been highlights of you getting hit by the Parker with a chair,
and
that
the
botch
spot
with
with
Van Hammer.
Van Hammer, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, somebody played
There it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, there it is. The Van Hammer,
Right.
match, yeah. You know the funny thing about this
And then
is
Ricochet,
people still think that's my fault.
well, because they don't know wrestling. But Ricochet,
It's like, these people actually think that Van Hammer was the guy that wasn't botching the spot.
but look at this. This is from 2024, right?
Yeah.
June.
Right.
And Ricochet was already like, look at this.
Well, he responded to his AEW blog, retweeted it, and said, "This move is better than."
Yeah, they're all dork stuff, dude. Like,
Right.
but I posted this though because here's what I posted the other day.
Let me just say this real quick before you say it. So, okay, that's distracting a little bit. Joe, can you take it down? Okay, so this is just a hit piece. You know, this is somebody that doesn't like you, probably doesn't like the show, probably doesn't like me either, or any of the old heads, right? Because
the AW blog guy.
right.
Okay,
and
right.
then imagine Cody is so thin-skinned or was that he needed to put that up there because you don't even answer. Because here's the thing, Disco, unless it's somebody that you feel like answering, you don't normally answer people that don't bother you. You don't give about, right? That must have bothered him enough. He had to put that. And by the way, what's a double lifer?
I don't know what that means.
I never understood. Yeah,
I never understood that
term. I didn't know. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. He thought like I couldn't hang that. I was like, dude, I remember we talked about how me and Jarrett, like, we were up there for like me, Jarrett, and Booker were up there for like the most matches. Like because we were on the road all the time. We did a lot of TVs. We did all the Saturday nights. It's like,
and whose coattail did you hang on to?
Amount, you know.
Yeah, and whose coattail did you hang on to?
Nobody's.
Right.
I with limited, I wouldn't say athletic ability, but just I didn't do a lot of flashy stuff and high flying moves or anything. But I had a good character I got over. I'm like people that try to go. I was not in with the cage match crowd. Okay, but like, bro, you like, you know, Dave Meltzer, like literally, somebody posted a thing that Dave was writing about, talking about the Hogan. Did you see that clip, Joe, where he was talking about people posted his description of the Hogan Warrior match compared to the Rock Hogan match, right? And then at the end, he was talking about how bad like Jim Duggan was, and nobody ever really realized how bad the guy was.
No, is that like under Meltzer?
Maybe Meltzer said what it might have been, but the thing is, like, bro, I'm not gonna. This community is not gonna like my work. My work was selling. You know, like I was excellent at selling people's offense, and I was really good at people. Like if people actually know, like workers that know how to work, like look at my selling, say, yeah, he sold really well. You know, but the fans,
bro, there was a lot
because
because you were TV champion, or what were you?
TV champion, cruiserweight champion, and the TV champion twice.
Okay, think about this: all the talent that was amassed in WCW, and they picked you for these 3 titles because you could work, you were very professional, you could cut a promo, and you were very entertaining. But to the hardcore marks, which is the minority,
the cage match people.
Those guys, the hardcores. You know, they didn't like you because you weren't a high flyer and all that, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, you know, they thought of you enough to give you a title 3 times with all the talent that was there.
So listen to this. So Ricochet posted the other day Actually, yesterday morning. It says we listen to our fans, every single one of them. All of them are important to AEW. However, puts in capital letters, however, there's a difference between a fan with real criticisms and an idiot who just wants to spread unnecessary hate. Learn the two. All right. I quote tweeted that and said, I think keeping 100 provides constructive criticism. Pretty sure me and Conan were the first people that said Ricochet should try a heel run. I think we were.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So it's like, so then he comes to, so his response to that is maybe he thought that was, I don't know why he would think that was a negative comment. It was actually very positive towards him. And he posted that. But I don't care. Ricochet's like all over social media these days trying to rile people up and stuff, everything. So, but it's good that he posted that because now we had just had some content.
Well, not just that, bro. Ricochet knows very well because we know each other very well.
Right.
We worked together in Lucha Underground. He was still young and had a little bit of a temper, but he was so talented. To me, after Rey Mysterio, it was Ricochet. And I've always been in his corner, but when you do whack, you're going to get called out on it. And, it wasn't his fault. WWE didn't see anything in him, so they always had him losing. They always had him in dumb skits. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we said, hey, maybe he needs a change of pace and he should turn heel, which is what he did. He's probably the most over he's been outside of the indies.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's on social media a lot arguing with people too. So
right, because he's embracing his heel character.
Yeah, I would have been more entertained if he would have done the opposite, being that he is this heel character now, and said something like, show some respect to Disco. I was a big Disco fan, and you guys are wrong, and all. If he put you over, they would get people more riled.
Well, it doesn't matter if he puts us over or not. At the end of the day, this is bothering him. Okay, so our opinion must count.
But we haven't been negative towards. I don't think we've been negative towards him.
That's not what he's probably hearing. Oh, did you? Like I remember one time I went in there, and my boy.
Oh, the only thing we knocked the thing with the scissors. They did the scissors. I was not a fan of that.
Right, me neither.
Right, yeah. Right,
they don't even do it anymore. Right. So, anyways, it went on longer than I thought it would. I thought it was just going to be a little fad, but it went on longer than I thought. And so I remember one time my boy MJF, I was backstage at AEW, and he made the comment, I don't know. I can't believe you're backstage as much as you bury the company. And I go, you obviously don't listen to my show because
who said that to you?
MJF.
Right.
And I said, because I just bury what's not good here or WWE or AAA.
Anywhere. Yeah.
But the echo chamber of the fans. So probably what Ricochet's hearing, oh, Disco buried you and Conan buried you. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah, they said this, and this. I doubt he's listening to the show. You know?
No, I would not doubt.
He wouldn't be writing that. I would doubt
that these guys go and listen to the YouTube clips. Right. So, oh no, who cares? These guys think that that this is. I don't actually know what the purpose of this was.
Because they're like, for all the fans, look, we're sticking up for AEW and for you guys. Like today, I was reading this thing where Swerve. Put it up, please.
Yeah, what was it? I still don't even understand exactly what he was saying in that.
They're just as good actors as WWE guys are. I'm like, no, you're not. But just bring it up. Because some guy asked me, what do you think about this? And I was like, well, what did you expect him to say?
Well, Swerve's skills in acting are very good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
no, but he wasn't talking about himself.
Oh, he's talking about the company in general?
This came out today, Joe. Should not be the... Yeah.
I'm going to see all these guys are going to be at the. You know what's funny?
It's a transcript.
All these guys
Swerve talking about AEW acting.
Maybe we'll try and turn it into an angle. Maybe we could do an angle at the Chris Bay show, because I'm in the Chris Bay show this weekend.
Right.
And all these guys are on this show.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did I see Frankie in the poster too? Frankie's going to be there.
Is he?
I think so. I thought I saw him in the poster.
Frankie Kazarian?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Maybe.
Okay, let me read this to you, Disco.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is Swerve Strickland. It's almost like you get the big box office movies and all that stuff over there. But over there, you don't get green screen, you don't get wires. Swerve Strickland said, can you act? That's what AEW is. You have to act in order to perform in our films. What? We're A24. The performances and the acting have to be pristine, but you can enjoy both. You can enjoy both, and both are successful. That's the beauty of it. The only part of that I would agree with is you can enjoy both.
Right.
Because the acting is not pristine, aside from a couple of guys, Cowboy, right. MJF, Tony.
Right. Well, my shtick is
Swerve.
that I told you, like, all the spots I specifically don't like. And you see a lot of those in AEW.
Eye slapping, the forearms,
but right, yeah. So there's too much of it. Okay, in my opinion, right? I'm not, like I said, I'm not a fan of that. That's fine. People were not a fan of my work. I don't care. It's like you don't have to use the acquired taste, right? But my shtick is I'm not, like, personally, like, attacking, like, the performance of everything. I'm attacking the media narratives that are constantly trying to doubt, like, paint a picture that's not accurate. You know what I'm saying? So somebody tweeted, like Fightful tweeted, that what a great idea this is to go to these smaller venues. This is a real positive for AEW because it looks better because the seats are full, right? And I was like, wow, so that's like a positive metric now, is like the drawing less fans. Okay, so people posted on that. I said, look, bro, this is my point. If the fans, if they were going from a smaller venue to a bigger venue, that would be a positive metric. They're going from bigger venues to smaller venues. That's a negative metric. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's just like the media narratives are always trying to paint this picture of AEW, and they're ignoring that they're not, like, I've said this all along. Stop ignoring the fact that they're drawing considerably less fans on TV and considerably less fans at the show than they did 3-4 years ago. Period. And it's like, you guys are trying to. Dave talks about, well, they got the rights fees now, and they're going to be. They're talking about how successful, how profitable they're going to be now. So kind of give a. They're profitable. They got a fixed income for the TV rights. Nobody ever talked about the WWE. Oh, don't criticize the WWE because they're profitable right now when the show sucked 6-7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Nobody brought that up. Oh, well, they're profitable. Well, look at their thing. No, everybody buried their creative because the show was like every week. And now it's like AEW is facing that same scrutiny, and the media is not really reporting it that way. It's like a completely different narrative,
Right. So let me just piggyback off of that real quick.
So maybe Ricochet thought this was what I was. Maybe he thought I was mad for tweeting about this. Okay, because so look at what Fightful. Okay, so Ricochet was actually in this shot. So, like, Fightful said, the shift to these mid-sized venues has been overwhelmingly positive shift for AEW. The crowd energy is much better at each venue, has so much character. AEW. I said, drawing less money is a positive metric for the dirt sheet experts. And I think maybe Ricochet saw that because they think I maybe posted about his picture, but that's not the point of what I was posting there. Right. I don't know, Oh, look at somebody put. So, speaking of not drawing money.
Right.
Well, if you click that on, Joe, it's like a joke,
It's just empty. Yeah, of course. Crickets. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah.
And the other thing I wanted to take out of that conversation that you had, and I agree, is okay. What Fightful said is you can hear the crowd better because obviously it's smaller, and each smaller venue, which is true of most small venues, have their own character, right? Okay, right. I'll agree with that. But also, what you're admitting is that you're not as successful as you used to be because you're going into smaller arenas.
Right. This is you're describing that as an overwhelmingly positive metric. It's like,
because
really?
They're fanatics. They're fanatics. Yeah.
It's crazy though. So,
that's
I don't know.
Confirmed, by the way. Frankie will also be there. Di.
Oh, good. I can see Frankie. That's gonna be funny. So who's gonna be the Ricochet? Well, I know Swerve. Swerve's been in the club before. He's cool.
Been on the show.
Cool with Swerve. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with Swerve. Ricochet, I've never met. I'm gonna meet him though, so I don't think maybe we'll do something at the show. I could probably get a pop for him or something,
Right.
Like he do like his finish on me or something.
He's cool, bro, but he's just like all these millennials and Gen Zs are soft jelly. You can't really say anything or you're a hater. And
this is how dumb. Well, this is
how do you get better if you don't hear criticism?
He's trying to be a heel on Twitter, okay, but he's going after me.
Right.
Okay. Well, he should be putting me over if he wants to get heat.
He's not going to put you over, bro. You have a lot of heat with his community.
Okay, but
you're an enemy of the state to them.
But look how smart MJF. But remember when MJF came out and mentioned my name.
Yep.
Right.
He goes, like, Jim Cornette puts me over. The Disco Inferno puts me over. Like he was getting heat, you know?
Right.
But these guys want to be heels, but they're going after me. It's like, why would you want to get, you should be.
Because they're getting over with their fan base.
Right, yeah.
Well,
But this gives you a chance to explain to Ricochet, hey, dude, just so you know, because you obviously don't listen to the show. And if he goes, well, I do. And I go, well, if you do, then why are you putting these comments? Because I
don't care if he puts, look, this is the thing. He can put whatever he wants. I am not.
Okay, but it's not that, but it bothers you. That's not what we're trying to do. And he doesn't know that.
I don't even have to explain that to him.
All right.
It's
kind of. He knows I'm a provocateur online. He's trying to be a provocateur online, and it's like, whatever.
So, we have a mailbag question later about. I don't know if Conan saw this, Disco. You may have that. JD.
I don't read the mail ahead of time, dude.
No.
Let's get to the mail then.
Saw it on Twitter. Well, let me just say real quick. There's a mailbag question later. The JD from New York was removed from commentary.
Well, no, that's right off the bat.
Okay, but I just want to say, when you're saying, oh, maybe me and Ricochet could do something, I don't think that Ricochet would do that because he would get heat. Wouldn't he get heat with AEW?
Oh, I don't care, bro. It's a show for Chris Bates. It's Cross is wrestling Hammerstone on that show.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. We could do this. Who cares? Actually, maybe at the show they're not allowed to show up now.
That would be great.
Right, that'd be great, right?
You'd get so much heat.
Right. Yeah, well, let me just to reiterate, like these guys, all right? It's like they don't like our criticism of the show, all right? But we're just really keeping it honest. This stuff I don't like on their show and stuff I do like, right? But, the owner of your company called me an irrelevant parasite on social media at one point.
Right.
Like theoretically, if I was petty, I would never put you guys over. Or anything, what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what I'm saying?
Do.
Like, right, we do. So it's like,
because there's a good show.
Right. All right, you ready? Which includes Ricochet stuff.
Right.
Which is,
it's the best version of him, so far.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.